Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. In the last episode, we did missions for the Dark Brotherhood. We did some missions over at the Knights Guild, and we ended up doing the first of many Daedric quests. I believe it was the May Runes Dagon Daedric quest. In this episode, we're going to do some more missions here at the Dark Brotherhood and at the Knights Guild, and I'm going to try and get both done. And like I said in the last episode, I'm going to get both Knights Guild and Dark Brotherhood. I'm going to try and get them done by episode 30. And then we're going to move on to Thieves Guild and Temple Guilds. So far you have proven yourself to be more than a common thug, Vasa. We have decided to promote you within the Dark Brotherhood. Beginning today, your rank is Slayer. Now, in addition to the regular training we provide, you have access to our cauldron. There are a number of very clever poisons that have come from that tub. Finally, let me give you the location of another graveyard you may find interesting. The Sahusa Cave. I'll mark it on your map. Congratulations, Slayer. So far, so bad. Great. And a lot of new quests popped up. Okay, well maybe we're not doing... what was the last one we did? A Renegade Mage? A Fateful Song, Unauthorized Absence, A Knight Without Honor, Contract on a Mage, An Anonymous Job, and so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5. So we might not be doing a Knights. We might not be doing any Knights Guild quests in this episode. We might be doing these 5 quests here just for the Dark Brotherhood. So let's start with a Fateful Song. Here's a rather amusing accounting that may appeal to your morbid sense of humor. It seems there's this untalented bard with a penchant for rude limericks about former patrons. As it turns out, his knowledge of genealogy was lacking, and he sang a song about incestuous duke to his new patroness. The duke's daughter, interested in accounting this uncouth artist for 608 gold pieces, absolutely. I thought it would appeal. Apparently this bard is aware of our contract and is hiding in a dismal hole called the Stronghold of Woodcroft. Shouldn't be more than a minor scuffle, but do not let your down your guard. A desperate songster can be an unpredictable adversary. Be back in 6 days to collect your accounting fee. Good luck. Alright, let's go and get out of here. I feel like I'm weighted down a little bit. I am weighted down a little bit. Did I, in between episodes, clean out my cart? I did clean out my cart. Great. Okay, so let me put this stuff up. And then I need to probably put up that letter of credit at the moment. But we'll do it later. We'll store that dagger as well and store about 9,600 gold in the cart. There we go. Now, where is this location? The Stronghold of Woodcroft. Okay, that is not the button for the map. Woodcroft. There we go. And we will travel, and hopefully it'll be an interesting... Oh, no, this screams orcs or barbarians, or not barbarians. Yeah, this is what I thought it seemed like. Hello. Yeah. I will be back. Is it not going to do what it normally does? Oh, okay, well then never mind. I guess I won't be back. I thought it was going to do this normal thing of where it spawns about 47 times. Take all of you and begin our journey across. I think the entrance is this other side, so... I will say this. I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. I will say, I don't know if I said this in a previous episode, I know I've been thinking it, is my one... Okay, that's a rock, it's not a person. My one complaint with... Let me get out of, like, a general tight-spaced area, because I don't want my cart Okay. I go, oh my god, my horse disappeared. No, wrong cart. Okay. Let's enter. Let us recall, anchor, rest, can't, start here at wood, save. So anyway, I don't know. Activate a lever, activate a wheel, and we'll see what they eventually do. Oh boy, it's my favorite enemy. It's a bunch of liches. Okay. Can I free action? Anyway, as I was saying, I guess I have a couple complaints with the game that I'm going to address. Number one is I'm going to heal. first off. I am now so high leveled, which is not the game's fault, it's my fault to a degree, that the only enemies that are really spawning in at this point are liches and ancient liches. And it gets a little boring. But my biggest complaint is the fact that when it comes to there's a door across this way, I don't necessarily... Okay, well, you've piqued my curiosity to how far this goes down. It goes down quite a fair amount. Okay. Let's go all the way down and go into the water. And there's never really ever anything in the water, but I do like to see generally what is this way. Anyway, my other complaint with the game is, and this is a personal complaint I want to preface, because for some people this would not be a negative in... Oh god, I'm gonna get squashed if I don't go down. Okay, it's just taking a while. Is I personally, this is again a personal opinion, some people are going to disagree and that's fine. When it comes to the guild's quests, I would much rather, and I'd have a bigger preference for... Okay, did I go all the ways across? I did go all the ways across that way, okay. I would have a much... then that's nothing. This looks like it's a wall that's movable, though. So we need to remember that. I'm a person that, for guild quests, I would much prefer them if they were, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, first off, activate you. And then we're going to go and activate you. I will say this. This is a dungeon, though, that is so far been unique. I've not really experienced this. This seems like more of a puzzle dungeon, so I am enjoying that. But for guilds, I would much prefer a... that did not move. I'm disappointed. Did that move that wall? No, but it might move something. I don't know. I would prefer if the... I'm sorry, I'm also trying to listen every time I hit a lever. If that's moving that down, did that move that wall? It did not move that wall. Okay, interesting. What I've been trying to say is, for me personally, I would prefer for the guilds to have a larger overarching storyline rather than a, you know, just generic, every quest is a, you know, go find X or go kill X in X dungeon, and there's not really any major ties between any of them. There's no overarching theme. Again, that's a personal preference. That's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and I recognize that. And I would say that let's go this way. Let's kill you first off, and then activate you, and go through. Oh god, okay. But for people that like super like role playing and actually going and thinking and being as that character, obviously that this is a type that would much be probably more of a highly regarded for them. I don't typically do roleplay, so for me personally, like, these I'm not enjoying, but again, I recognize... Oh, hello, liches. Okay. I recognize that some people may enjoy the freedom that a non... Need to heal, that's what I was looking for. That a non-overarching story for a guild might provide for a character that is, you know, more akin for players who are more akin to roleplay characters. Guess we'll go this way. And it seems like this is going to be... I don't even know if I was smart enough or intelligent enough to have a... I was not smart enough or intelligent enough to take a locator device with me. So here's what I'm going to do. First off, I'm going to levitate because I don't want to drown. I will be back because this is gonna... Oh, there's a... Oh, it's a wraith. I thought it was a lich shooting at me. I will be back once I have found this bard we are looking for. I've slain the bard. He was actually kind of dressed not like this. He was actually dressed as a barbarian, so that's why I wasn't... Again, another kind of complaint is the enemies don't look kind of... It's hard to determine which one is the one you're trying to kill without, like, the locator device being active. So that's another, I don't need to go in there. What am I doing? Am I insane? And I believe I was dumb enough to not anchor. So I will be back once I am at the Dark Brotherhood. Alright, let's hand it in. Did you stay to hear the final note from the boorish instrumentalist? Here's your cut for being the instrument of the Bard's Requiem. 608 gold pieces. Enjoy. Thank you, and let us mark a Fateful Song as complete. And move on to the next quest, which is Unauthorized Absence. As you know, no one ever leaves the Dark Brotherhood. One brother has disappeared on assignment, and we must know if Norrog is dead or alive. You have been picked for this assignment. Good. Norrog has a cousin in the Dirty Wolf Lodge, a young lady in green called Vanolda Coppercroft, who generally can be found at a place called the Flying Ferry. Talk to her, firmly, and find where her cousin is. I'll give you 24 days to take care of this business in return. The Dirty Wolf Lodge is probably a town, and then that other name is probably the tavern. So, Dirty Wolf. Yep, I am. See, it only took 28 episodes, and I'm starting to kind of get, like, names for things. Because you'd think the Dirty Wolf Lodge is the name of an actual tavern, but it's not. It's the name of a town. That is not it. And, of course, as is, the tradition on my channel, when you're looking for a tavern to go to, it's always going to be the last one you look at. It is just the way it is. Oh, we don't need to pull out that, but we need to talk to you. Let's be smart, though, and save here at Intimidate. Start. Have you ever looked at a word and go, am I spelling that right? That's how I am with Intimidate. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I haven't heard from Norrog since he went off looking for the Baron of the Haunt of Magnoghan. That's, wow, that was a mouthful. Weird character, that Baron. Never came around during the day, lived in the creepy place. It's no wonder someone wanted him dead. Still, if someone was going to stop my cousin's career in the Brotherhood, I wouldn't have expected him to be that skinny, pale Baron. Alright, so we're going to the Haunt. That screams vampire, because, they're never out at night, or they say there's not a day, pale, skinny, Nar or something. Wow, there's a lot. Oh, there's a lot of ghosts, because there's a lot of Kennereth. Okay. What was it? Oh, it's not even Nar to begin with. It's, Magnog. So I was not going to find that even if I wanted. There we go. So, I'm betting vampires. You guys can make your bets, now if you'd like, if this is going to be vampires or not. I might be wrong in saying, like, hey, it's only going to be fighting liches. I might be fighting some vampires, which also means that those vampires are the ones that cause me to just randomly die for no reason, so there might be some deaths, so it should be interesting. Let's recall, anchor, rest, and we'll call this Mag Start. And, yep, there is vampires. How did I know? Okay, you frightened me. That was... I did not want the sandals. I don't want sandals. I'm not a sandal kind of guy. And let's rest a little bit. Okay. I will be back, and I will include if anything interesting happens. Let me share you with the immortality the Baron gave me, Norrog hisses. The vampire Norrog is last at rest. Great. And he can heal. And I'm gonna try and nap. I can't nap nearby, of course. Stupid Samuel. You insane? You can't rest. There's vampires about. And I'm gonna rest and hopefully not just randomly die, because that's what happens with me with vampires for some reason. I'm going to make a save here at Mag Exploring, and I'm gonna assume now that that text has popped up that technically I should probably be okay, so let's go on ahead and exit. And again, oh, hold on, there's some harpies afoot. Let me deal with them. Okay, please don't attack my horse. I like her very much. Thank you. Go to Aldingwall. I am, like I said, I think in the last episode, I've now been in these dungeons so much for all of these quests that they all kind of blend together, and that just kind of becomes the thing. And they all seem to, because of that, have like specific areas where like things are destined to be. And so I didn't even need my locator device for that. I knew like, oh, this wall's going to be the hidden door, and behind this door is going to be a location where this thing could spawn, because it was the one where I forget what episode. I think it was from Mage's Guild quest, where we had to go in and rescue a guy who had been like captured by giants, and we had to like find him and bring him to a tavern in like one of the early episodes. So that person was in that same room, so they all kind of blend together. Norrog was a vampire. Well, that does explain things. If you haven't already, you'll want to get yourself healed at a temple so you don't end up at Norrog's blood-sucking family. I need to go to a temple. Oh. Okay. I guess I will be... There's a temple of Kinnereth. I will be back once I'm possibly healed from vampirism. I don't think I have vampirism, because I do have cure disease, and I assume my own cure disease would, nullify any vampirism. But since it came up, I'm going to, go and be, quadruply sure and have the Temple of Kinnereth come and heal me. So I will be back in when we're ready to do the next quest for the Dark Brotherhood. So update, I apparently had no disease. It was just an random text that would have popped up. Okay, oh well. So I'll be back. All right. Let's go on ahead and mark Unauthorized Absence as a completed quest. And we will now move on to a Knight Without Honor. Here's something to appeal to the romantic in you, Vassip. A caddish knight has besmeared the honor of a fair damsel and refuses to fight any who would defend her. The poor girl did only thing she could do, and now we have some accounting to do. You're interested, I take it? Absolutely. As a knight of the dragon, I feel like this knight is putting other knights in bad honor. As I thought, we think the knight does not yet know about the contract being deeply entrenched in a fortress called the Vanausa Coven. Obviously, this ill-bred warrior doesn't want to make this too easy on us. Well, the contract calls for the accounting to be in 12 days, and for you to report back here within that time. Go to it, Vassip. Defend the poor soiled damsel. Alright, so we're going to, I think, a coven, which I know is a thing in this game, but I've never came across one yet. Which, it might not be what I'm thinking, but it might also be. I'm really hoping it is, because that'd be kind of cool. I kind of wanted to see... Oh, no, I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a generic thing. Recall, anchor, rest. I think it's going to be a generic thing. Oh, I see a frost Daedra. Okay. Well, we're going to call this Coven Start. And then I'm going to get my Daedric sword ready, and I'm going to just randomly kill you. Or not randomly, but just very quickly dispatch you. I hear laughing. I do not like it in the least. Hello. Okay, well, let's get you down. Thank you very much. And let's get you down as well. By the way, thank you so much for not being just pure liches. It's so nice to see some enemy variety now. Oh, it's so nice. Take all... You're not that. We don't need that. And we're going to rest because I'm quite hurt. Well, not hurt. I'm actually slow on magicka. Alright, we got this area explored. So we get to go right this time. And see if it's a dungeon type I've kind of ran before or not. I'm going to be honest, the early part is... This is not something I typically have ran in the past, so this is exciting for me. That's a long way down. I don't necessarily want to do that at the moment. Now we're on a branching, diverging paths. Let's go left. And down. Oh no. Oh, that's cute. I like how they throw you a rat every once in a while. Like, hey, remember these? What's this? Oh no. Okay. Go through here. Go up. Go here. Perfect. Tiny room of nothing. So that's good to know. There is nothing that direction. Go this way. Here. Perfect. So this entire area was just a big waste of time, this room. Okay. Love to see it. Am I going the wrong way? I'm absolutely going the wrong way. Here's what I'm going to do. I will be back. Tell Viktina Yomham that she can share soiled honor with every farm boy at Daggerfall. Says the knight as you account him. The contract has been fulfilled. Again, this was more of a spell. It's a spell sword. It's not looking like a knight. Funny thing is, as I was fighting, I'm like, should I start talking and saying that, like, hey, this might be the person, because you never know. And I'm like, nah, what are the chances? Because again, I kind of lucked into running into him. Look how unexplored this area is, so that was insane luck on my part. I teleport, drop off all this stuff, and I will be back once we are at the Dark Brotherhood. Alright, I'm here back at the Dark Brotherhood. Let's go on ahead and hand in the quest. So the rogue knight has entered the hereafter. Yes, perhaps in his next incarnation he will have the wisdom to keep his word sheathed. Well done, as usual, Vassip. His sword sheathed. Apologies, I saw that as I was exiting out. Okay, let's get a Knight Without Honor as completed. And move on to a contract on a mage. I recognize your expression, Vassip. You're growing arrogant, egotistical, and vain. It's wonderful to see. Still, you need to exercise your humility and take on an assignment with dangerous political connotations. We have a contract on a high-ranking member of the Mages Guild. Are you up for it? Yes, because I'm done with that guild, so I can anger him all I want. You don't disappoint me, Vassip. Yes, we have been asked to account this wizard, who, by the way, is no spark caster. To make matters a little more interesting, this mage never leaves the Mages Guild, so you must run the risk of disturbing several dozen of the best, most destructive spellcasters in the realm. You will find the sorcerer in the Mages Guild in Deerbridge Hollow. The contract is valid for 11 days, and then you must be back, and this wizard must be dead. Fair luck to thee, and may their infernal highness Mephala guide thy hand and foot. Deerbridge Hollow, that sounds familiar. I don't know from what. Deerbridge Hollow. Yep. That is not how you spell hollow. That is how you spell hollow. I don't know if we've been in this game, or if there's another game or something that I've read, or some book or something that has a Mages Guild, but it's going to be this building or that building. I'm going to go to the middle building first. But Deerbridge Hollow just seems so familiar. I can't place my finger where I know it from. I don't know necessarily that it's this game, though. So, the one thing I miss about me having to restart this character, I do miss the beautiful dynamic skies, I think was the name of the mod, but I had to get rid of it for stability reasons. Now you get this kind of wonky little... Oh, yeah, perfect, Mages Guild. Okay, who am I killing? I'm killing, is a wizard at the... Nope, not you. Oh, hello, it must be you. Okay, goodbye. You have slain the mages, the Brotherhood will be proud. Thank you. It's so nice and kind of him to, come immediately towards me as I was, asking. I wonder who, I'm supposed to be killing. That made my job so much simpler. Thank you. And I'm probably not going to spawn on where I want to. Yep, I always spawn on the south side of town, man. I never can spawn in on the east when I'm close to the Dark Brotherhood. I'll be back when we're at the Brotherhood. Alright. The proud encounter returns, hands drenched with the blood of the hated wizard. You have accomplished something now, Vassip. You have a reason to be proud. Enjoy your 593 gold pieces, Vassip. You can keep that grin on your face. Great. And let's get a contract on a mage marked as complete. And then finally, let's go on ahead and do an anonymous job, which is the last one we have available for us. We have an anonymous job for you. It happens every now and then that someone pays us to remove someone, but never reveals why, or may even work through a go-between to keep their identity secret. At any rate, the job is yours if you want it, absolutely. Go to the palaces of Oxway. Your target is a scar on the left cheek. That's all we know. Come back in 9 days to collect your payment. Mephala bless your blade, Vassip. Alright, I do not have a place to sleep here, so I'm actually going to go rest up just the tiniest amount over at this inn here, because I'm not, dangerously hurt. I actually need to talk to you, because you're just not going to let me just randomly sleep in a room even though I get it for free. There's no beds on the lower floor, is there? No. I always go to the upper floor. I'm like, did I ever even check to see if there was beds on the first floor? And there's a reason why I've never checked before, because there isn't. Let's rest until fully healed, and then we can go back out. I'm going to make a decision. I know I said we were doing the 5 quests for the Dark Brotherhood today, but we are moving through them pretty quick, and we are going to go to the Oxway. So we're going to go back over to the Knights Guild and at least see if, at the end of the episode, see if there are quests available. If there are, we're going to do them. If there's not, then we'll end the episode. Palace is this thing. This is always what a palace looks like in this game, so that is always good to know. Another thing, some people might be asking, like, why am I moving through, these quests, and why am I doing so much more editing now and moving through them much quicker? And I've already given the reason multiple times throughout the episodes, now is that I'm trying to get done in time for Starfield, and that is a reason. But also, I've reached a point in the game where, first off, when I started out, I did not know that a lot of these quests were going to be open it. Well, we're gonna wait here 12 hours and probably get attacked at least a few times. Okay, bring it, you. But I did not know at that time that, these quests were going to be, when I started them for the guilds, they were going to be just kind of all in the same kind of, vein of go to X and find or kill X. And then the layouts would be the same. I thought there would be some kind of overarching story in a sense for the guilds, but there is not, which is not, again, not a bad thing. That's just a personal preference for me. Where? There. Oh, it's a vampire. I gotta be careful. So there's that, and combined with the fact that with me now being level 20, nope, that's not level 24, I'm not really facing any major challenges, and besides liches and ancient liches, and then it's I'm only facing those 2 enemies mostly, so it's not like it's a wide variety that you guys are seeing, so you're not actually missing that much. That's the reasons why I'm moving through, these guilds so much quicker now than I did for the... Oh, you. Okay, well, goodbye to you. A fresh scar marks the target's left cheek. Great. We can get out of here. So, that's the kind of reason why. Once we are back into the main quest, we're going to be probably slowing down. We're not going to be probably cutting as much, because I'll probably have more to commentate on as far as like story-wise. But for stories as far as the Dark Brotherhood and all this stuff goes, it's you're seeing the story. It's just I'm not making you guys sit as I go through a generic dungeon that you guys have seen now for 27 episodes at this point. So again, I will slow down when the main quest comes up, and we can probably do some like critical analysis of the story of that, and I'm really looking forward to it, because I'm quite missing the main story. And once again Starfield's done and over with, however long that takes me to finish that game, we'll be going and moving on to Morrowind. And I know people, it's kind of debated within the community, as for the people that have played all of the Elder Scrolls games. Typically, from what I've seen, is that the mass majority of people's 2 favorite games are either Daggerfall or Morrowind. And I absolutely see why Daggerfall is some people's favorites. Again, this is a really well put together game. Again, I'm playing it on Unity, so I do have to recognize that it's running smoother than it would on original Daggerfall, but I'm talking about just from a premise, writing, story standpoint, and from a scope and scale and freedom for an RPG. Beautiful facet, truly. Brings tears to these weary eyes. As lovely an accounting as I've ever seen. I feel like writing a poem. Why don't you take your 599 gold pieces and get the hell out of here so I can write a ballad about it? Seriously, I'm very proud, Vassip. Thank you, and we can go on ahead and mark an anonymous job as complete. And according to my notes, unless there's a quest that comes via a mod, there's 3 quests left in the Dark Brotherhood. I do not believe any of them are available at the moment, so let me see. What am I? I'm up to 60, so they will all be available by next month. So that is good to know. So we will be finishing the Dark Brotherhood here soon. I will like I did for the Mage skill, off camera, I will probably, I would imagine probably, I don't know which of these is the easiest. Whatever one's the easiest quest. Probably if I would just have to go to Palace every time, anonymous job seems the easiest, and then I'll rank up to max rank in there, and then I'll just, come in, like I did for the Mage skill and say, hey, I got max rank. But next episode should be the end of the Dark Brotherhood. So let's go on ahead and head on over to the Knights Guild, see if there's any quests available there, and we'll probably do a couple. I don't know how many more are available, or how many more do I need for the Knights Guild. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 is what I'm seeing for the Knights Guild. And what rank am I in the Knights Guild? I'm 59. Oh, I'm 10 off from the number, guys. 10 off. Okay. So I would at least maybe theoretically have one quest available, and depending on if they want to give me the one for the 60, I don't know, but I need to get at least above 81 reputation for all of the rest here. I need at least 81 reputation for the Knight's Orders to get all of the quests available for that. Do you have anything for me? For meritorious service and unswerving loyalty to the ideals of the Knights of the Dragon, you have been awarded the title of Knight Brother within the Order. As a symbol of our fellow Knights' estimation, we have elected to present you with a new piece of armor. Congratulations, Knight Brother Vassal. Great, let's go get our armor piece. Yes, thank you. I don't think I can wear Mithril. I do not believe I can wear Mithril, but it's a plus 15. What's my lowest rated piece? It's either my helmet or my hands. Let's try hands. Granted, I don't think I can wear Mithril. I can wear Mithril? Since when could I wear Mithril? Yes, I should have been picking up Mithril armor along the way, because I think I missed a Mithril helmet that I could have wore. Oh well. Alright, Andy. The only one we have available is the Exorcism, and that's what we're going to do this episode. We know who you are, Andy. You're one of our favorite quest givers. One of the local nobles, Gwenora Greenheart, has just gotten the deed of an abandoned piece of property. Too late. She found out it's haunted. Someone needs to go out and banish the ghost that haunts it. Are you willing to take upon this quest? Yep. Once you back within 17 days, Castle of Wickham. Okay, well, it's going to be... I thought it was going to be something here in town, but it's not. So, nope, that's not how you spell that. There we go. Castle of Wickham. No, not that place. There we go. Castle of Wickham, and go. So we're going to do this quest. Where did I... It's over here, I believe. I think that's a little... a pile of wood and a few tents can be seen close by. You notice no fire has been burned, and there are no obvious signs anyone has been here recently. Something seems up. Always proceed with caution. One of these days, I'm going to say not to proceed with caution, but today is not one of those days. Recall, anchor, rest. There are enemies nearby. Okay, lovely. If you could please die so I could rest, because I would really... Ooh, I don't know why I got excited from that. It's not going to be as good as your Daedric Claymore. Rest, perfect. Castle start, and that's going to overwrite another save, because I'm going to almost... We did not have a castle save? Interesting. You guys have seen these castle delvers, so I'm going to cut, and I will be back and include anything of note. Oh, Daedric left Pauldron. Finally, we're getting closer and closer and closer to our full Daedric set. We just need boots, a helmet, and hands now. Oh, I'm excited. Let me save, in fact. I'm so excited, let me save. That way, in case something happens, I don't, you know, lose it all. Castle, how? Is there not a castle save? Oh, that's why there's not a castle save. Because I did not put start. I put save. Okay, that completely answers my question. Alright, I think we finally found it. I had to activate a locator device. Perfect. The ghost has been laid to rest. Gwenora Greenheart can now rebuild the Castle of Wickham. Thank goodness. It wasn't too bad. It was about maybe 10 minutes of exploring here. Teleport out. Well, not teleport out quite yet. Let's get some of this junk out of my inventory. There we go. Get rid of both of you and get rid of 12,000 gold as well. Then we can go on ahead and get out of here and travel on back to the guild of the Knights of the Dragon. I will. Did I come on the east side? Every freaking time, man. Okay. Well, I'll be back when we're at the Knights. Alright, we're back. Hey, Andy. Gwenoria's, there we go, Greenheart will be quite pleased. She has been offered to dedicate a fountain in her name. Awesome! And then we can mark the exorcism as complete. We're going to have a fountain named after us. Fountain Vassal. Okay. That leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quests for the Knights Guild. 3 quests for the Dark Brotherhood. Everything seems to be on pace for us to be actually done with both of these before episode 30. Is this episode, what, 28? So either going to be finished on episode 29 or episode 30, so we're right on to schedule. All right. Those that want to stick around and listen, I will give you a hint that today's, or not a hint, I'm just going to tell you. It's not going to be a hint, it's going to be just telling you the truth. Today's book is going to be Fools Ebony, Part the Oneth. So that is going to be our book for the day. So those that do want to stick around and listen to it, get yourself prepared. But for those of you that don't, as we travel our way to good old faithful Gothway Garden, and it's foggy as just all get out, I'm going to briefly check here at the Archaeologist Guild, as is tradition, and I will inevitably be disappointed as I don't get my rank up, because for some reason the guild just decides to glitch. Unfortunate, man. What you gonna do? But for those that don't want to stick around and listen, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. If you haven't already, go down and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to stay up to date on when new videos hit the channel. Another great way to stay up to date is follow me on Twitter at ESSHGaming. I tweet when videos go live. I won't fill your Twitter timeline with general nonsense. I don't like social media that much, and with, the Twitter, rate limit of how many tweets you can see per day and all that, you're gonna see, that, and you might see me retweet other general gaming news, but that's gonna be about it. If you guys could take a minute and go down and hit the thumbs up button, I would appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea how much hitting the thumbs up button helps the channel grow and get recognition with the algorithm and everything. So yeah, for those that watched, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. And for those that do want to stay around and listen, I will be back when we find Fools Ebony, Part the Oneth, not the Twoeth. All right, everyone strap in, because it's lengthy. Fools Ebony, Part the Oneth. Dramatis Personae. Prologue: The Adventurer, a dark elf, Rascal Komon, a priest of Akatosh, Libin. Another priest of Akatosh, Epilogue: Steet, a priest of Julianos, Rake. Another priest of Julianos, Shub, a mage, Shub. A different mage of the same name, Nephron. A somewhat sleazy merchant, 5 armorers, Ortho Krun, husband of Millie, a lusty Contessa Millie. Innkeep and philosopher, Guernsey Bovine, winch-assorted winches, and cads of the tavern soldiers, dwarves, giants. Daggerfall and environs in the doldrums of the Third Era. Part the Oneth. Concerning priests and knackles, as related at length by 2 priests of Akatosh to the adventurer who, at the time, was not having an adventure, and had nothing better to do, in which some, probably unwanted light is shed upon the priesthood and its members, and upon an old peasant myth of some significance, especially common in High Rock, and in which the mysterious Fool's Ebony appears. That strange material that could bring either drastic cultural change for the many, or just great profit for a few, or death for a bunch, or have no result whatsoever. Early in the month of Frostfall, the dead Daedra Inn enter Prologue. Prologue. Our poor players will try and remember their lines and not trip over our meager set. I beg you, the audience, not to heckle, badger, or throw rotten foodstuffs. We will only make the short play last longer. The Guild of Playwrights, Actors, and Dramatists wish any of you who are sensitive or allergic to rambling dialogue, wooden acting, incomprehensible exposition, or unsatisfying endings that leave one confused and unhappy to exit the theater immediately. Your gold will, alas, not be refunded. As a saving grace, this series of vignettes contains gratuitous references to all pleasures of the flesh. You may enjoy it. Ah, here comes our hero, the roguish dark elf called the Adventurer. It is time for the prologue to trip merrily away. Exit prologue, enter the adventure. I don't know if you guys want me to read adventure or all this. I'm going to make the choice not to read these, but I will read some general stage directions. That's how I'm going to choose to do this. What an odd conversation I just heard between those 2 mages. It is best not to speak of such matters next to privy hedges. Enter 2 priests of Akatosh, Lebin and Komon. Mind if we join you, fellow? Good. Need some company ourselves. I'm named Lebin. My fellow priest here is Komon. We both serve Akatosh, all in our own ways, of course. Make yourself at home. It's not my bench, but I thought the priest didn't go to places like this. Inns, I mean, unless on duty. Oh, we're not on duty. Got to regenerate our internal vital energy so we can get our blessing and curing. We often come up here to hike. We often come here, hike up our robes, kick off our heels as if it were fill up on some bottled energy. Coleman snickers. Looking for those in need of comfort and blessing, of course. Ah, yes, yes, like the little girl outside the other evening. Leben kicks Coleman. And anyway, our high priest told us to get lost. He means told us to get some air. We've been having visions, you see. Yes, sort of a weird, really. We hadn't even been taking any of that. Leben kicks Coleman. Both of you have been having the same vision. Real odd. Oh, do tell. I'm not going anywhere in a hurry. Well, we're both been hearing sort of words for a start, like Sir Nish or Sanak. You said Nick or Knock? Just a minute. Let me have a swig of from your bottle, brother. Ah, that's better. High-class stuff, you fellows drink. Yes, I recall some story or old legend about an elf named Knuckle, I think, from Morrowind. You know, maybe you're onto something there. There's an old legend around these parts. Comes from deep in High Rock, I think. Knuckles, that's it. Knuckles, eh? Seems like several dark elves use that name, particularly the more, peculiar ones. Yes, I guess that is the bad ones are into all of that weapons magica stuff. Very nasty fellows. Coleman, this fellow's got a pointy ears and red eyes. Pardon, my friend, it's sort of dark and didn't, Oh, that's fine. These are all strange times, you know. Live and let live, or die, as the case may be. Now, suppose you tell me about this Knuckles myth. Here, let me help you with that bottle. Ah, thanks. Sure, if you want to put it that way. Here's another swig. Sure, we got time, and I recall it clearly now. Yes, we're a couple of hours till the little blonde shows up at her lamp. Quiet. Remember, we had to tell High Priest her address, so she won't be around for a while. Very well. Here's the story. Best all I can recall. This is a tale the peasants up in High Rock tell their kids to scare them into being good for a while, I guess. They tell it, let me see, either on Tales and Talos or is it Witches' Festival? Just before the kids are sent to the barn or pigsty to sleep. Nasty, cruel peasants, but then I'd send them all out to the midden. Really, Coleman, remember these poor souls need our compassion and blessing. We are their salvation. Now who's an old high mucky muck study? Anyway, it goes a bit like this. If the kids have been real good during the year, filched enough in the market, mucked out in the stables every day, not gone playing with goblins, left the sheep alone, and so on, they have been real good, they've got nothing to worry about. But if they haven't been real good, then there is this nasty, horrid, dark elf spirit called Knuckles. Doesn't look like your typical dark elf. Thinner, taller, pasty white face, long as your arm, walks like his knees and elbows bend the wrong way. Snickers when you drag your fingernails across slate. Wears a tight black suit. Not Gaji, more like a formal suit with buttons. But too tight, small. He visits the bad girls in. What are you talking about, old mucky again, Leben? You really must excuse Coleman here. Overwork, you know. Too many curings and conversions. Anyway, old nasty Knuckles is supposed to wander under our Tamriel in dirty, deep, dark, dwarven tunnels, everywhere under the lands, if you can believe it. Rides in a rusty, squeaky old mine cart and an old mine tracks. I saw some of those in Fang Lair once, down in Hammerfell a long time ago. Fang Lair, I think we were there in Elder Scrolls 1 Arena, maybe. Sounds familiar. What the Sheogorath was he doing in Fang Lair? Hush. If he's who I think he is, you do not want to know. Yes, well, Knuckles gets pulled all around these deep tunnels by goblins. Not your usual dirty yellow ones, but nasty black things. Anyway, they pull Knuckles round and through the dark tunnels, and then late at night he stops below each and every bad child's hovel or house or castle, makes no difference, and he slides up the drainage pipes. Creeps up cracks, crawls through holes, oozes up oubliettes, climbs giggling up garter robes, right into the kid's place. Then, if the kid's only been sort of bad, Knuckles will just mess things up in general, so the kid gets blamed, makes greasy, dirty marks everywhere. More than usual, anyway. Break some things, steal some things, so on and so forth. Maybe take the sugar sweets, leave some lumps of Fools Ebony instead. Fools Ebony? What's that? Heard mention of it, a few hours ago. Some mages. You did what? You did now? Interesting. Very well. Let's talk of that in a bit. Just let me finish this Knuckles thing. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, if the little brat has been real bad, then all the little brat's toys get taken. The copper dagger, the wooden sword, the little whip, and so on. All the usual favorite kids' things. Whips? I like those. Now, If that little brat has been very, very bad, the Knuckles grabs the brat, pops him or her in his dirty great sack, hauls the sack off down the holes, and cracks down his rusty old mine cart. And away they go. Hope he leaves some bad little girls behind. So we can save them, of course, friend. Well, sometimes I've heard tell. The brat never comes back. No great loss. I guess the peasants just breed another. Now about that, I do. But as the story goes round here anyway, often the brat is just put to work, digging out lumps of Fools Ebony, shoveling dirt, bagging it, extending the tunnels of the knackles. After a while, brat is pushed back up to where it came from. Seems that brat might think it's spent a year down there, but only a day is passed up top. Brat comes back real thin and dirty, though, covered in black mess. Comes to think of it, on the day past Witches' Festival, I've often seen some little brats, scrawny, real dirty black mess on them, looking terrified, too. Parents drag them into the temples to get blessed and cured, if they have, the gold, by the beard of Sheogorath. The wailing and noise, enough to drive a priest to her. Well, never mind, that's our problem. Nah, it's a problem with our supplier, I tell you. Anyway, that's the short of it. This Knuckles legend up around here, I recall now. It's widespread all over Tamriel, and knowing the place, probably more than a grain of truth in the tale. Much, much more. So I guess some of the darker dark elves sort of identify with this Knuckles, take on the persona, so to say. Yeah, that sort of sums it up, I guess. Though we don't see those types hauling off brats in sacks, now do we? Nah, that's what we does girly brats anyway, isn't it not? Komon is drunk as a skunk. That's a very interesting tale, gentlemen. Say, let me repay you with another bottle. What's that you're drinking? Ah, thought so. Innkeep. More holy wine for these holy men. A blessing on you for the kind gesture, friend. I thank you. I sure could use 1 or 3. Anyway, this Fool's Ebony. I've heard mutters and murmurs about that of late. Mostly eavesdropping. Pardon me, listening to mages and all and the like. What's with that stuff? Here, I have another swig. Good. Well, we're not supposed to tell outsiders, but then you seem to know something already. And if you have been hearing mages gossip, well, maybe we can do some business, profit all around. Well, the Akatosh Chantry, of course, and your fee, good sir. More and more interesting. Tell on. I pray thee. Time for me to go convert that little lamp set, girl. No, not last night's one, but the blonde. Friend, you have to excuse Komon. He's a bit, strange. Got these. Oh, that's right. All right. We've all got our own. Enter the epilogue. Our apologies for the quality of this drama so far. If those of you still present will wait for a few minutes while the bard plays Silence Implies Consent, we will change the set for the next act. Part the Tooth. Please don't forget to tip your wench. Do you believe there's such a thing as Fool's Ebony? Maybe we'll find out. Part the Tooth. Or maybe not. Exit prologue. End of part the Oneth, being mostly concerned with the legend of Knuckles, and that was a very, very, very lengthy Fool's Ebony part the Oneth. So for those that stuck around and listened to that and tried to make some sense of what that story was, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.